Greetings everyone, I'm DonTheCrown and welcome to my guide for Earthshatter. Now, I know in my previous video I had stated that I was going to start off with Cycle in this league, like I normally do, but I kind of got a little bit of a surprise around level 12 when we went to go fight Merveil. A lot of people have been asking if I was going to try out any of the new slam skills, and I said I'd try Earthshatter out for a few levels just to see how it felt, and I was not expecting to love it so much. This skill is absolutely insane, and when I knocked down 50% of Merveil's HP in one hit, I realized that I should probably give it a little bit better look, and I've taken it right now all the way up to tier 16 maps. We've killed Awakener 7 Cirrus, and so it's going pretty good so far. In the background you can see some tier 16 gameplay. I'm not going to leave this up for too much longer, but I'll put this at the end of the video. For the most part, Earthshatter feels really fun. I've made it very fast. I know there's a lot of people right now, they're playing slam builds where they're very slow, one big pop, and that's not the type of build I wanted to do. I want to do fast, I wanted to do light, I want to do maneuverable type of build, and so this is what I have landed with, and it's been a lot of fun. One thing to note is this is not like a press one button kill everything type of build. You will have to use quite a bit of keys. There's a little bit of kind of like micromanagement of your war cries, and while that seems like kind of bad, it's also kind of fun. It keeps you engaged and less sleepy gameplay. It's also really fun because you can set up on bosses that have kind of talking time and absolutely explode them before they can even do anything. So it's really very fun, and I'm going to kind of go through the POB. Alright, and so here's the POB. Now the first thing I want to note is that yes, this is not budget gear. This is my gear at the end of several hours of playtime, a couple of 30-hour basically streams. I've just been having a lot of fun. And so yes, I am wearing a Verslatha's coil. Don't freaking type in the comments that this is not a budget build, because I have left in the POB for you, if you go up here to the item sets, the early mapping gear. And so this very budget gear, this is pretty much almost all self-found or self-made. The one big item is the 6-link astral plate, which I basically made all myself from getting Celestial Justicar cards. You can either farm these in X7 or in Cursed Crypt map. They're kind of expensive now, but I was getting them for like 3 to 5 chaos, but that's just the benefit of getting the maps early. You can go and use any other 6-link besides Tabula Rasa. Heck, you can even get by on a 5-link. And yes, I've included in the links over here the different 6, 5, and 4 links, so if you want to compare the damages as well. The big winner this league though is Hezmana's Axe, Hezmana's Bloodlust, and the reason why this one is so stinking good is because of the very last line there. Attacks have blood magic. What this means is you don't have to worry about mana at all at your league start. You don't have to worry about getting minus cost crafts. You don't have to worry about anything. Pretty much your leap slam is going to be free, your attack's going to be free. The only things that are going to be eating your mana are blood rage, your war cries, and your totem. Totem might even be covered here. And so that's really good. You don't really need to worry about blood magic because you have more than enough leech, more than enough life regen to make it happen. Other gear for the most part is just at the early mapping stages are just life and resistances. There's a lot of easy ways to craft good stuff like that right now. But the one thing that I did craft on here is this mod. War cries cannot exert travel skills. This is a mod that they tacked on at the very last second, and I'm hoping that they're going to change it to war cries can exert travel skills, because to me this is really bad like playstyle that like your leap slam is automatically exerted, which we'll get to, but you don't necessarily even need this if on the tree you end up taking this node, combat control. We'll get to the tree in a second. Now, the rest of the stuff, like I found a Doriani's Invitation belt off of Ziri. You could use like basically any physical damage belt. This doesn't even have any life on it. This has a lot of resistance, which is the reason I picked it up. But for the most part, you're just looking to round out your life and resistances. Now, if you're not, I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, because what if you don't even know what Earthshatter actually does? Well, basically, what it does is you attack, and these 5 spikes come out. And each one of these 5 spikes hits for 70% of the main hit. And the main hit is hitting pretty hard. And so, whenever you war cry, they explode. Now, if you hit them with a different slam, they also explode. So if you leap slam right on top of them, they will explode. And so, while kind of leveling, I ended up doing a lot of attack, leap forward type of feel, and it just absolutely destroys everything. Now you can get a little too fast sometimes, but if you're attacking a couple times and leaping forward, everything behind you is dead. These things hit so hard. And yes, you can kind of prep it up for a boss. You can have a maximum of 15 spikes up, and so as the boss spawns and they're standing right here in the middle and you war cry, they will all explode. Now they do have a duration, but they do a lot of damage. And then I also kind of combine them with my war cries. This is kind of a cool interactive little thing where basically seismic cry, what it does is it exerts your attacks to do 30% more damage. And then you can kind of see this up here, exert attacks deal 30% more damage per previous attack exerted by this war cry. And they also get increased area of effect for each one. Now, on the base, when you use Seismic Cry, it's going to exert 4 attacks. You can kind of see the number over the War Cry on the right here. Mine's going to say 5 because I have this notable Measured Fury, which gives us 1 more, which means our last 3 attacks are going to hit for 90%, 120%, and then 150% more damage. But wait, there's more. We have another War Cry called Intimidating Cry. And what Intimidating Cry does is it makes your next attacks do double damage. So exerted attacks deal double damage. And so this normally does 2, but it's going to do 3. So that means that you're going to be doing double, if you line them up together, which you can do before the boss comes out because there's plenty of time. It's going to do double 90, double 120, and then double 150. So that's a lot of damage. I know that sounds like some sort of infomercial, but it's actually really good. And so one of the things I do like when I'm prepping for a boss is, first thing I do is Seismic Cry. And Seismic Cry and Intimidating Cry won't go away while you're leap slamming if you have that crafted mod I talked about before, War Cries cannot exert, or if that you have combat control. So you can like prep this and like be moving to a boss. And then what you want to do is you want to tap twice. And this is going to make it so you have 3 or 2 if you don't have the notable big seismics left. And then you Intimidating Cry. And then right before the boss comes out, 1, 2, 3, seismic as they come out, and they explode for tons and tons of damage as they get hit by all of those spikes, which do 5 times your 90, 120, and then 150 doubled, and all of that is reduced by 30% because that's how Earth Shatter works. But it is so much insane damage, and it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Highly recommend it. It is an incredible wombo combo, or a Donbo combo, I guess. But let's go look at a little bit more of the gear. Upgrades that I've managed to get are I've improved my axe. I just found a axe that was just like this, had a whole bunch of bad mods on it, which I have removed a whole bunch of them. So I removed like a cold mod, a life on hit mod, a whole bunch of other things using crafting in the garden. And so far it's looking pretty good. I'm hoping to find some sort of slam for this, or we might just have to like work around with what we have. I also crafted this hat, which was very, very nice upgrade. Basically, once again, just adding and removing mods using the crafting in the harvest mechanic. I'll make a whole video about that though. That's a whole different topic. I essenced some gloves, got some good life mode on there, so with some physical damage. So these are actually pretty terrible, and probably the next thing I'm going to upgrade. What else do we have? I made these boots myself with more resists. Necklace and ring both have skills, have -9 to total mana cost. I've edited the normal mod here because when you import, it doesn't actually show you the mana cost, but you can see Earth Shatter right now is costing 16 mana. Rislatha's Coil, always a really nice belt. I have gone and gotten decent rolls on this, then used a Catalyst to increase the attack modifiers. Very good. And Lion's Roar, by the way, really cheap if you don't have that. Overall, pretty good build. I would recommend going through the notes here in terms of the leveling trees. This is pretty much the path that I would recommend doing. And with very minor changes. Now I even have kind of where I was when I went into tier 16s and kind of where I'm at now. So the default tree, which is the upgrades tree, is going to be kind of like the more endgame feeling type of tree, but don't get me wrong, we're not done upgrading yet. There's some things I hadn't picked up, like any good jewels that have like physical damage or AoE damage or attack speed with axes. All are good, and yeah. That's pretty much it for my guide right now. If you have any other questions, please feel free to come by the stream, twitch.tv/DonTheCrown. I've been streaming a lot. Like I said before, we did like 27-hour and then a 30-hour stream. So I'm probably going to keep on streaming a whole bunch here. So yeah. Also, I'm going to be putting out a final video for this particular guide. Probably towards the end of the week. Pretty much the plan is to make a lot of money with this guy and then re-roll to something else. Originally I thought it was going to be slams, so maybe this guy will get another week or so to really polish it out. But yeah, I'll be doing a lot of build guides this league. I hope you guys are having a good time, and let me know what your league starter was down in the comments and how you felt about it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.